Shalom, shalom. This is Daniel John Lee with Torah Restoration Ministries. It is now the 25th day of the 4th Hebrew month, August the 7th, 2018. Here we go again. Just the more I do investigation, the more I dig, the more I find. And by the way, everything that Isaac Cappy came out with a few weeks ago and has been continued to talk about in interviews and on his Periscope and on his Twitter has been corroborated and verified by multiple sources. Okay, and things just keep exploding. I mean, right now with this Voodoo Donuts thing, Michael Whalen, who was he was abused, he was a victim as a child by the owners of Voodoo Donuts, which are based in Portland and have restaurants in I think 8 other locations. According to what Isaac's saying, Michael's gonna blow this thing wide open. So stay tuned for that. But it's just, ever since Isaac's come out, it started this storm. It's just started this storm, and more people are being exposed. So I'm now going back to quoting some stuff from Fiona Barnett, who again is a very credible source. I talked about her in my previous videos. Again, I'm going to cite my sources. I'm going to provide both a video, which has a fairly lengthy interview, as well as documentation that's been collected since 2012, 2013, so last 5-6 years. So I'm going to be talking about a man named, and this is someone that Fiona talks about, but his name is Ben Fellows. He was when he was a young boy and teenager, 14, 15, he was molested and he was raped by some very well-known A-list actors. In the interview that I'm going to provide, he actually talks about a first-hand eyewitness account he has where he himself was not raped, but a young boy who's with him, or I think a teenager boy who's with him, is literally taken into another room by Tom Cruise, and he's raped. Tom Cruise is a pedophile. He's a pedophile. And a lot of people don't know that, but he is. And he's a serial pedophile. So this guy, Ben Fellows, was right there when this fellow teenager was taken into another room and violently raped by Tom Cruise. He himself, Ben Fellows, so he talks about that in the interview. And then if you go to the documentation I'm going to provide, Ben Fellows actually says that he was personally raped as a young child by Johnny Depp, Nicolas Cage, and Colin Farrell. So again, these are all A-list actors. So Tom Cruise, Johnny Depp, Nicolas Cage, Colin Farrell, they are all pedophiles. All pedophiles. So again, we're going across the political spectrum here, because some of these actors are ultra-liberal Democrats and some of them are ultra-conservative Republicans, and anywhere in between. There's no ideology or no political class here either way. It's across the spectrum. But Ben Fellows personally witnessed Tom Cruise rape a young boy, and he personally, Ben Fellows, was raped by Johnny Depp, Nicolas Cage, and Colin Farrell. So these are all pedophiles. Now he also talks at length in the interview about some high-ranking prime ministers in England, but I'm not going to talk about that because they're not as well known here in the United States. I'm mainly talking about these A-list Hollywood actors. So again, I hope and pray that Tom Cruise, Johnny Depp, Nicolas Cage, Colin Farrell, that these actors are exposed and arrested. Look at Johnny Depp. I mean, just look at him recently. He is falling apart. He looks wasted. He's very skinny, malnourished, pale, pasty. This is what happens to these people when they participate in this type of behavior. And yeah, I know some of these other A-list actors look kind of good, and like you say Tom Cruise looks good, but I'm telling you, these are predators, and they need to be executed publicly. All right, so I'm sure I'm going to continue to have more stuff. This is Daniel John Lee with Torah Restoration Ministries. I got to get out of here because it's starting to rain. Shalom, shalom.